Be inspired, informed, and up to date. Tune in to TRAXX Momentum interview feature of the day at 11:15 a.m. Join us as we speak to our panel of guests on various topics. Health on TRAXX on Monday. Tuesday, Spectrum. Wednesday, What Matters? Face to face with our guests on Thursdays. And on Friday, tune in to W Talk. TRAXX Momentum, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Only on TRAXXfm.
Hi, good morning. It's TRAXX Momentum on TRAXXfm. I am Greenman, speaking to our guest this morning, Mr. Lim Zi Hui, Deputy Director General of Operations, Malaysia Meteorological Department, MetMalaysia. The Southwest Monsoon is what we're talking about. Good morning, Mr. Lim.
Hi, good morning, Greenman.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, man. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. When it comes to weather, there is one thing I will tell you that you don't know. As long as you've been working at the weather department, here's something I can tell you that I guarantee you don't know. You know, when the DJ comes on air and the DJ says it's a beautiful day,
yes,
the DJ is lying because they can't see outside the studio. So whenever a DJ says it's a beautiful day, be careful because they don't know the weather unless they went out for a walk before that and then they came inside and they'll be able to talk about it. So how are you today? You're okay, yeah?
Yeah.
The weather looks a little bit today gloomy and it was drizzling a bit on my way to work today.
Yeah.
And is that the same way it is all around the country or just here in Kuala Lumpur?
Selangor and coastal area of Perak. Other places, no rain.
No rain, huh?
Yeah.
So they'll be very, very jealous of us this morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I happen to love the rain, Mr. Lim. Okay. So what should we know about Malaysia's Southwest Monsoon season and what qualities distinguish the Southwest Monsoon? Maybe you can explain a lot more because, I'm heads or tails. I don't know anything about the Southwest Monsoon. Please feel free to elaborate.
Okay. During the Southwest monsoon period, which between the months of May to September, usually the wind are persistently blowing from the southwest directions, drier weather conditions, and we may experience of increase of daily maximum temperature during this time. So, if we recall back about 2 or 3 weeks ago, when we had inter monsoon, where we have frequent thunderstorm over large areas, but what you are going to have next for this southwest monsoon, the rain will be less. And the areas will be over small areas, so we wouldn't have a large area of thunderstorm, and the thunderstorm will be not that frequent during this time.
Yeah. About 2 weeks back, there was like a flash flood that happened. Slightly less than 2 weeks, and after that, completely no rain. Absolutely, it's been scorching hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing that as well?
Well, during the southwest, even though we say the rain is getting less, but there are times when the southwest winds blowing or the southwest wind are slackening, that we may experience a thunderstorm in the afternoon, which in some cases it can lead to flash floods. And during this time also, we may experience early morning rain, thunderstorms, particularly over the west coast states of Peninsula and also west of Sabah states. Yeah.
Right. So do you receive a lot of phone calls from people nowadays? I think after the recent floods that we experienced, I think a lot more people are they should have been. You have always been there for the people, and you have always been warning them about floods and all kinds of situations. But people just, it's a human thing. We can't be bothered until it bothers us, right? And now, after those flash floods, do you see a lot more, perhaps, traffic on your social media and all that?
Well, it's getting less, but what is the public concern now is the day getting hotter and hotter. Yeah, they sweat a lot, they say.
Yes, correct. It's very hot at night, yeah?
So, our observations show that the past few days, some of our stations recorded temperature above 35 degrees Celsius. Then, it already occurred about a few days ago. The maximum temperature about 34 to 35 degrees Celsius.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's hot weather happening not just in Malaysia, but it's happening all around the world, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true. In India as well.
Yeah, they don't.
Also in India.
They want to stop sending their wheat around the world because they have to keep it for themselves for now. Correct?
Yeah.
And
we felt it also because with no rain for a few days, obviously the maximum temperature will increase.
So what should people be aware? I think saving water, that should be something. I mean, like underground water source and all that stuff. Is that affected as well, sir?
Okay, when you talk about the typhoon, you're talking about the typhoon?
No, our underwater, like water source, our waters that we have, right? And places drying up, and then if they cut down trees, a lot more water is lost, right? So what can the public do in general to be aware and to also help to conserve water? So
during this hot weather, if the rain getting less and less, first of all, I think everyone must conserve water, use water wisely, don't waste water and those things. Yeah.
Correct. Also, stop washing your car unnecessarily. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I drive to the petrol station sometimes, and then we look at some of the cars that are getting washed, and they're in the line of cars going in. They look like they just came out from the showroom, and they still want to wash it. It's like, come on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, sir, how will the weather change during the southwest monsoon? Like you were talking about getting hotter, yes, we know, but how will the weather, is there anything else you can add on to that?
Yeah, generally the weather will be drier and warm, but occasionally we may have thunderstorm in the afternoons, which if it happened in extreme cases may lead to flash flood during the southwest monsoon. And again, in the morning as well, sometimes west coast states of Peninsular Malaysia, they may experience occasions thunderstorm, rain in the morning, early morning. Yeah.
Right. And what of the East Coast? Is this season affecting the weather on the East Coast as well?
In general, the East Coast also affected by during the southwest monsoon. They are getting less rain. If it rains, it's over the inland areas during night time. But the events of rain days will be getting less and less during this southwest monsoon, which we expected will last until middle of September.
What's an ideal weather pattern like that? What's really nice? What's a nice weather pattern, and what are we getting instead?
Well, during the southwest monsoon, I would like to take the opportunity to say that we are experiencing moderate to weak La Nina phenomenon.
Right.
So what does it mean in this case is we don't expect any extreme dry warm weather during this southwest monsoon. And in terms of rainfall, we're expecting every state the rainfall will be normal as during southwest monsoon, except for Johor and West Sarawak. Perhaps they're going to have slightly more rain during this time.
Johor and
West Sarawak. The other states, the other states, the rainfall will be as usual, as normal.
Right. And does the weather in Malaysia change as a result of the southwest monsoon?
Yeah, well, everyone, as usual, during our recent inter-monsoon, which we have frequent thunderstorm rains in the afternoon. Now, during this southwest, we are getting less of that until the month of middle September.
Mm-hmm. Right. And what are the guidelines from MET and tips for preparing for this southwest monsoon season?
Okay. In the case of prolonged drier conditions, okay, or warm temperature, the weather, warm temperature, we advise, first of all, to the public is to avoid open burning so that we wouldn't get severe haze, and at the same time try to avoid those activities outdoors activities reduce during this time.
Right.
So yeah, to get the updates, I would suggest the public to keep in touch with MetMalaysia. Visit our website, the media social, and to get latest information of what the weather will be for next few days or beyond.
That's right. I follow the weather department on Twitter, and I get my feeds all the time from the weather department. And I thank you and everybody over there for the weather updates all the time. And I might add, in all the what do you call that? The offices of any governmental office or whatever it is, you are the fastest when it comes to picking up the phone.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Green. Yeah, it's our pleasure to answer the public.
Yes, you absolutely are, and we're so happy to see. We see some of the guys and girls, or the girls and guys who give us the reports, and they're on our TV as well, and they do the weather reports over there, and we get to see the faces behind the ones who we call and get the weather updates from. And like I said, for being so quick with the pickup over there, thank you. I think it's an example which should be followed from many, many organizations, private or governmental or whatever it is. Learn from you guys how to answer the phone. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Lim, right. We're going to go for a song break. We're not going to let you go. We're going to go for a song break. We'll come back and talk to you. We've got just about a few more questions to talk to you about. Yeah. But you may put down the phone and we will get back to you, okay? Hi, good morning. It's Trax Momentum on TRAXXfm. Our guest is Mr. Lim Zi Hui. He is the Deputy Director General of Operations, Malaysia Meteorological Department, MetMalaysia. Mr. Lim?
Yeah.
When did you join the Weather Department? How long have you been there?
I joined the department about 30 over years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the hardest words is meteorological.
30 years ago. So I believe the pensions I would have with the department for about 35 years.
Wow. There you go. And what would someone who wants to join the weather department, what do they need to excel in when it comes to studies or anything? What do you think is important?
They must be good in mathematics or physics, because the basics of atmospheric sciences, those good in mathematics and physics, they can understand this very well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many things that goes on at the weather department. We know only surface. We only have surface knowledge. The majority of people, like myself as well. What else goes on over there? How deep and how extent is it? You even have to look for earthquakes. You get satellite imagery and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have a lot of the tools that exist in analysis for the weather predictions.
Right. What are some of the most high-tech tools that you have that you're using over there? What kind of toys do you have?
The most important toys, if you would like to call it as a toy. Numerical weather predictions.
Numerical weather. Oh, okay. And is it easy to handle this?
Well, it's all the computer works anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the human analysis is very important to analyze the models and how to predict for the future state of the atmosphere.
Right.
Challenging for the human factor is very important as well.
Correct.
The machine just exists here, but the human interventions, the analysis is very crucial when you come to the predictions of the atmosphere in the future.
Correct. And it's so, how do you say, sometimes people expect every single report you give to be accurate and to be like, if you say rain tomorrow, and then if it doesn't rain, some people, even like, weather department, you said rain and stuff, and then tomorrow it's not raining. What's your comment on that? After all, it is called weather prediction.
Yeah. All right. There are some errors when you come to the weather predictions, but it depends on which area you are in. Some people say when they come to the higher latitude country, the weather forecast is quite accurate. But back to Malaysia, then the predictions, well, the error is quite high. That's the public perceptions. But we have to understand that in the tropics, where the sunshine, the heating of the earth is quite intense as compared to the higher latitudes. So when you come to the sunlight intense heating and then the formations of rain clouds over a small area. This is quite a big challenge for the forecasters in the tropics to predict the weather for those areas in the tropics. Yeah, it's quite challenging. But anyway, I would say that the accuracies for our forecast will lie between about 80 to 85 degree percentage.
Right, I will agree. I mean, you've been right more times than you've been you've not been wrong. It's a prediction, and if it doesn't happen, it's just it's not like it's doomsday or anything like that. It's only doomsday when we, the humans, fail to act on it quick enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the general population? How can they find out more and learn more about the Southwest Monsoon?
Well, besides the features that I mentioned earlier, there's another thing that during the Southwest Monsoon, where the typhoon or tropical storms over the Philippines, and as well as tropical cyclones over Indian Oceans and the Bay of Bengal. So they do affect our weather as well. Over the Philippines, the typhoons can bring some of the tail effects to the weather in west coast of Sabah. Mm-hmm. And for those tropical cyclones over Indian Ocean and the Bay of Bengal, if they are too close to the northern state of Peninsular Malaysia, they could have affect the weather in these states, northern Peninsular Malaysia.
What about boating activities? I think people in the boating activities are a lot more aware of the weather compared to other people who don't have to go out to sea. Yeah.
Yeah. The seamen, I think they can get all the information directly from the departments or from the fisheries or from other agencies. Mm-hmm. You can get the warning for the strong wind and rough seas. That we can predict the situations about 3 to 7 days ahead for those strong wind and rough seas.
Right, and in your many years of being there at the weather department, at what time or when was it that you saw the worst weather or the driest weather?
Well, I recall back in that intense haze, quite recent, about in back 2018, 2019. That's considered one of the recent years of the severe haze. Mm-hmm. And Yeah. This is one of the. This is a quite recent one. The past 2 years, back to 2020 and 21, we are quite free from the haze.
Yeah.
So, which I believe the situations for this year should be in between of 19 and 20. We may have slight, but not that severe.
Mm-hmm. And the haze mostly because of the open burning that was happening in our neighboring country, yeah?
Either caused by local or the transboundary haze.
Yeah, the local one here is the machi in the evening sweeping the leaves and then burning.
Yeah, it's dry. Try to avoid those
it's such a waste. It is such a waste because, if they actually use that for some mulch or for some compost or something, it's so much better because leaves have got a natural role in the environment as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct, rather than burn it, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think maybe the weather department should embark on a tree growing campaign or something and force everybody to grow some 100 trees each family or something.
Yeah, they can contribute to the environment.
Correct. Yeah.
Make the earth more green.
Correct. And the roots play a very important part. Am I right, Mr. Lim?
Yeah, exactly, Greenman. Yeah.
Fantastic.
We are taking take for granted for the environment. That is not the right thing of doing things.
That's right. I'll be very frank with you. It's like it's so sometimes it's just like that smoking is bad for you, and yet you light it up and then you smoke, and then you'll talk about some other thing like see the gas the exhaust pipe. This one all cancer, cancer. But when you put a cigarette in your mouth, it's okay. Yeah, right. So it's the same thing. Just like how we bottle up, mineral water into plastic bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's right.
You take away so much source of water, and then you put it into a plastic bottle, and you create a source of polluting.
Yeah.
And we sweep up leaves on the road and put it into plastic bags. It's all just like picking up that cigarette and smoking.
Exactly.
Correct? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone at the Weather Department and especially to you this morning, Mr. Lim Zi Hui. Thank you for being there and looking out for the rest of the country. And I think a lot of people should be a lot more interested, find out more about the weather and understand more. And that way we can really appreciate everything that you're doing over there.
Thank you, Greenman.
Thank you so much. TRAXXfm appreciates you being here, yeah?
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, bye.
Be inspired, informed, and up to date. Tune in to TRAXX Momentum interview feature of the day at 11:15 a.m. Join us as we speak to our panel of guests on various topics. Health on TRAXX on Monday. Tuesday, Spectrum. Wednesday, What Matters? Face to Face with our guest on Thursdays. And on Friday, tune in to W Talk. TRAXX Momentum, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. only on TRAXXfm.